President Trump's efforts to stem Chinese aggression are highlighted by a speaker at the RNC. One America's Hans Hubbard reports.
A first-hand witness to the atrocities committed by the Chinese Communist Party endorses President Trump's bid for re-election. Human rights activist Chen Guangcheng addressed the Republican National Convention on its third night Wednesday, telling the story of his own experience escaping China's authoritarian regime.
Standing up to tyranny is not easy, I know. When I spoke out against China's one-child policy and other injustices, I was persecuted, beaten, sent to prison, and put under house arrest by the Chinese Communist Party.
Blind since birth, Guangcheng became a lawyer and one of the most prominent and effective voices speaking out against CCP oppression, opposing its infamous one-child policy and campaigning for workers' rights in the country. His efforts to extend individual rights resulted in retaliation from the Chinese government, culminating in an extrajudicial house arrest, which he famously escaped in 2012, secretly traveling more than 300 miles from his home village to seek refuge in the American embassy in Beijing. U.S. authorities negotiated his evacuation from China, and Guangcheng would go on to seek asylum and settle in the U.S., where he has continued to be an outspoken critic of the CCP's transgressions.
The CCP is an enemy of humanity. It is terrorizing its own people, and it is threatening the well-being of the world. The U.S. must use its values of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law to gather a coalition of other democracies to stop CCP's aggression.
During his RNC speech, Guangcheng emphasized the importance of standing up to Chinese aggression, painting the Trump administration as an effective force against the regime's worldwide incursions. President Trump, a longtime critic of China's regime, has recently ramped up his condemnation of the CCP, particularly due to their crackdown on pro-democracy activists in Hong Kong and what the president has described as negligent mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Guangcheng also called on nations around the world to band together and follow America's example by standing up to Chinese aggression, while stressing he believes President Trump is the right person to lead these efforts.
President Trump had led on this, and we need the other countries to join him in this fight, a fight for our future. Standing up to fight unfairness isn't easy, I know. So does President Trump, but he has shown the courage to wage that fight. We need to support, vote, and fight for President Trump for the sake of the world. Thank you.
Hans Hubbard, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.